Hi, how are you? I just wanted to share a fairly profound experience that I had today. Um, so, I myself, I'm actually just resumed therapy, actually. I started with this amazing therapist. And for anyone who's never been, I highly recommend find someone that you resonate with and go and have your own profound experiences, because the whole purpose is to find someone that you resonate with, but then that can help you really gain new perspectives into yourself to help enhance healing or whatever the case may be. This particular video is inspired because it's going to link a little bit with my somatic experiences video that I did. Not my last one, but I think the one before. In any case, in that video I was talking about how I oftentimes will get like an ache in my solar plexus heart area. And I presumed, being an action-oriented problem solver that I am, that meant that was a problem that needed to be solved, that I had to somehow heal that or do something with it. And on one hand, yes, healing is an ongoing process for all of us throughout our lives. But it wasn't necessarily a problem as it was a symptom of something that just needed to be addressed. Okay. So I guess in my case, it really, we did a beautiful meditation, and I was able to really just kind of look at it for what it was. And I'm not going into detail or anything, but for me, it was pretty much a scared little girl. And for the first time in many, many, many years, I was able to just, instead of seeing it as a problem or something that needed to be hid away or ignored or shushed, if you will, but instead hugged. It's part of that learning to love yourself, I think. And it was so soothing to not judge myself or see situations as a problem, but rather to just show love and compassion. And that's so easy for many of us to do for other people, but so difficult to do for ourselves at times. And it's just a transformative experience, and one that I can continue working on and doing on my own time, which was amazing. Because it really, it is healing. And we all have aspects of ourselves and experiences and things like that that need healing as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my life. I'm never going to sit here and say, oh God, it's so terrible, because that's not who I am. I've had just as many amazing experiences and memories as I have had difficult ones. And that alone makes me the same as every other human being on the planet. Okay. We are all more alike than most of us think. Yes, our experiences may vary from person to person, but nobody gets through life scot-free. Right? We all have something that needs to be healed or whatever the case may be. And I'm not pushing you to do whatever. I'm just sharing my own experience because I think it's worth sharing. It's part of a healing process, and nothing makes it more real than when it's a real experience. And for me, it was like balm on my soul. It was beautiful. And no, we don't have that experience with everyone. And this experience really came from myself. I just had someone who helped facilitate it. And that's truly all that therapy is supposed to be, is someone to help you facilitate your own healing. Nobody's doing the work for you. You have to be willing and able and ready to do the work yourself. And it can be difficult depending on what stage you're at in your journey. So I think the biggest takeaway, okay, is to not judge yourself too harshly, but instead to be kind to yourself as you would so willingly be kind to someone else. Love yourself because you are lovable, regardless of what you think. And we all deserve that. And we don't have to receive that from someone else, although that does feel nice and is validating when someone else can also love us. But it has to really start with you first, because what I learned today is just how accountable I am for a lot of the situations I've encountered in my life, based on how I believed about myself, my environment, and my life in general at different stages. And I think we all can say that if we are indeed in tune and in touch with ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean bad things don't happen to good people, because they do. And no, we don't always put ourselves in those scenarios. So please don't think I'm saying that, if something bad happens to you, that it's your fault, because it's not. Even this isn't about fault or blame. Even when we can look back, when we've learned and healed and see where we could be potentially accountable in some areas in our life, it's not about blame. It's not about judgment. And that's the piece that I'm really trying to enhance here, is that it's about forgiveness and love and compassion and forgiveness of self, because sometimes we are accountable for different things, but that doesn't make us bad. Those are just roadblocks to keep us stuck. Okay? And I'm not saying, like, if you go out and punch someone in the face, that you shouldn't hold yourself accountable for that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about the self-inflicted. That's at least in this video. Okay? There's different levels of accountability in life for different choices that we make, and some are made more consciously, and others, what I'm referring to in this video is more of those subconscious beliefs that navigate our lives that we're not always aware of until we actually look at it differently. Well, I just wanted to share that I was able to look a little differently at some of the choices I've made in my life, and I was able to accept and forgive some of those things. And what that did for me is transformative. And hopefully you in your own life, depending on what you're dealing with, can feel and experience a similar euphoria. I don't know how else to explain it. I know. I'm geeking out. Anyway, I promised my son I would go play a game with him. So I'm going to go do that, because he's very important too. And I don't want him to learn in retrospect like I have in my life with a lot of things. So, don't mind me. I'm a mess. But I still wanted to get on here because it was so in my heart to give this message to whoever needs to hear it or whoever it can help. Okay? So I hope you have a wonderful day, what's left of your day, wherever you are in the world. And thank you for listening, if you find this helpful. So have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, bye.